the Nile from the Mediterranean to the source. You want to start from Sudan and you follow it to the Mediterranean. All of you, some of you will be judges. So, what I would like to promise is that we will ensure that really the Judicial Service Commission, which in the past was chaired by the Chief Justice. Personally, I was not convinced that the Chief Justice should not chair, because it is the only branch of the government where the head of that branch of government is not fully in charge. The Speaker is the head of Parliament, and you can see she's fully in charge. The President is the head of the executive, and he is fully in charge. It's only in the judiciary where the Chief Justice is there, but then there is another organ which is in charge of the affairs of the judiciary. There are avenues of disciplining judges, and I think we should not use the excuse of saying so and so is connected. What we need is just the will to do the right thing. So I really want to urge all of us here, men and women in uniform, ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? Right meaning it is lawful and also reasonable. I was a lowly LC5 chairman. Somebody came and started building in a wetland without an environmental impact assessment. I questioned it and said that must stop. And then I was told, do you know that this person is very close to General Rwanda? Do you know that this person is very close to State House? Do you know some of those things are scarecrows? So I said, I'm the chairman LC5 of Gulu, and I know the law, so I stopped it, and it stopped. I think sometimes if fear is the main factor, so the fear factor in this country has to be confronted. I have seen cases where police officers forward a file to the DPP when they know that there's actually no evidence. Why would you forward it to waste the DPP's time? The DPP, you can't even see her when she's behind her desk. The files are up to here. Even our judges, you can't see them. Judges are overloaded with cases. They don't even have support to do the work. So, we just need to take the right thing, to do the right thing. In my own ministry, we used to have so-called people from State House, you know. Right now, State House, everybody, I'm from State House, I'm from State House. So I first started by dispersing them from the Ministry of Justice. Because the Ministry of Justice handles a lot of compensation issues. Some of the people in State House, which actually has so many people anyway. But Ugandans think that when you work in State House, then you eat dinner with the president, you eat breakfast with the president, and the president even says good night to you before going to bed. That is the impression people have. So they are actually spoiling the good name of State House. So these people have put themselves between people who are claiming their money from government and the government agencies. So somebody will tell you, I can help you get your money. Then there's an informal arrangement that should that money be paid, I will get something. So they used to write a lot of letters intimidating our state attorneys and so on, until I called the meeting and said, look, any letter coming from State House, tell them that the minister has said that he wants to personally be involved in it. And that's how we dispersed them. Because that had become a problem. Sometimes we are also under pressure to take a side. I get calls from people, you are the Minister of Justice, call this judge. So it is a question of public morality and ethics. People call army officers, people call police officers, trying to influence them. Sometimes ministers will call you. Not that they really want to call you, but they don't have the spine to tell somebody that this won't happen. But also, activism in social media helps. You know, the people who violate the law, they are like cockroaches. You know, cockroaches thrive in darkness. You go in a room with cockroaches, they will be very happy and dance around until you switch on the light. Then you see them looking for the nearest dark corner. So I want to encourage the social media activists, do it without malice. And those of you who have been recognized, like my friend Agatha, who has even got an award from the European Union. She has become a self-contained court. Exposing misdeeds is important, and it is also good for you. I know you have been threatened, your life has been threatened before, but there comes a time when you must take a stand. It's very important. And then it's also our duty to protect the image of the president of Uganda, whose name is the most abused by everybody who says this is from the president. This is the president does not want this. I think, at least as far as I'm concerned, it's important to stand up. It is also important to protect the family, the president, even from those who are his family members. That's also important. One day I was at NRM Manifesto Week, and I was asked what I thought about the new initiative of creating the Investment Protection Unit in State House. And I said, you know, the president first of all has to get members of his family out of public affairs, unless they are formally appointed. But if you have every member of the first family and as an agent of a so-called investor, then you have a problem. To me, those are things. The most important title in a country is that of citizen. And that one, nobody can remove it from you. Even if you run away, you are still a citizen. Even when those people went to exile, including the president of Uganda, they still remain citizens. So, mobilizing citizens is central to this. And it doesn't mean that you want the government out of power, but you want the government to serve you better. I don't need to be in government. I don't even need to be in any political position. But I want to be served better. And I will not be served better if you have people who are feared. You find somebody who is superior. I've heard this about the police. I hear there are DSOs who are more powerful than DPCs. You know? I think this is something which has got to be challenged. I'm the Minister of Justice. The day I start feeling that I'm not the Minister of Justice, then what am I doing there? I'm the political head of the ministry. I protect the Attorney General from the politics in the ministry, because the Attorney General effectively is the head of the managing partner of the government chambers. That is the Attorney General. He has to be professional, he has an army of lawyers and so on. Me, I deal with you people. That's why I sit here, not the Attorney General. Sometimes I go to the Attorney General's office to rescue him from the pressures that come from people who need a political solution. Therefore, if we are to make this country to move forward, then we must eliminate this idea that this one is untouchable. You remember one time General Skafile promised to threaten to kill his permanent secretary. I don't know whether you remember that. There was a permanent secretary who was so big-headed. So General Skafile could give orders, nothing happened. Then he said, I'm going to kill you. So the permanent secretary naturally went to the appointing authority and complained. So the president reportedly convened the meeting, and I verified this with General Tafile. So the meeting was convened, and the PS thought that General Tafile would back down. And he said, Mr. President, I feel very uncomfortable in performing my duties. The military has threatened to kill me. So the president listened and said, okay, Honorable Tafile, what do you have to say? In his usual style, said, Mr. President, I'm going to shoot this man. So we must vaccinate our system against a sense of entitlement by some people. There is no way we can run a country like that. And I want to count myself to be firmly on your side. So Law Society, we are also coming to work on the profession. You go to a law firm, deposit 50 million. That's not how I was trained as a lawyer. That the first time I go to a law firm, I'm told to deposit. And even the lawyer is not accountable. We were taught in Law Development Center that you keep two accounts, the client's account and then your account. If I deposit 50 million with President Owundo, I expect that is my money, like I put it in the bank. So if he eats lunch in Serena after a hard day in court, he must record it and put a receipt. If he puts fuel, that's my money. But now, before going to court, the lawyer says, tuongere kusente. So we are coming down very hard through the Law Council. We are even proposing some reforms of the law, which we shall discuss with you. We must really bring back ethics in the legal profession. So you can't, they say the child is the father of the man. So the Law Society is the father of the bench. If the bench is rotten, look at the root. The root is in the legal profession, and we must tackle it from the root. Thank you.